happy where you're able to gather together. We have a wonderful service with a very special guest, a very dear friend of mine. Before we begin, there's Zoom has been updating their program for on lots of levels, and so sometimes they don't have, it depends on who is in charge, but sometimes they can't unmute you. So especially if you are going to be speaking or doing music, you need to double click. You need to double click your mute, double check your mute button, and you need to double check and make sure you are unmuted. I just got a message that I am breaking up, so here we go. So, and if you aren't going to be speaking or sharing music, then you don't have to worry. You can just stay muted for the service. So if you are able, get a candle or chalice and a bell. And we'll open first with the ringing of bells. Next slide.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I thought we wanted to hear people's bells. I'll get you to the next slide.
Not quite yet. Got the words there.
Okay. Okay.
There we go. With the sound of bells, we welcome stranger and friend to a time of mindfulness. And if you have a bell, unmute yourself and ring it. And now I'd like to welcome Tom Schlaudecker to sing our welcoming song.
Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Whomever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Whomever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we come for you. Whomever you love, we welcome you.
Thank you, Tom. That was lovely.
Amazing.
So the next thing we have are opening words. And these are, I'm going to read along with Ghadah. When we were planning the service together, she said there is a man, Imam Ali bin Abu Talib, and he was related to the Prophet Muhammad, correct?
He is the first cousin of Prophet Muhammad.
Yes, and he is he is historic and beloved by both Sunni and Shia Muslims.
Exactly.
And so these are three quotes that Ghadah has curated for us. I'll read them first in English, and then you'll be able to hear them in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
Work for this world as if you will live forever, and work for the hereafter as if you will die tomorrow.
اعمل لدنياك كأنك تعيش أبدا، واعمل لآخرتك كأنك تموت غدا.
Don't do good in order to show off, and don't refrain from doing it because it's embarrassing.
لا تعمل شيئا من الخير رياء، ولا تتركه حياء.
If your power tempts you to do injustice to others, then do remember the mightiness of God over you.
إذا دعتك قدرتك إلى ظلم الناس فتذكر قدرة الله عليك.
And now James Pearson will do the prelude for us.
Awesome.
Thank you, James. That was beautiful.
Awesome.
So now we have the chalice lighting. If you can bring up the words, Christine. And Sarah Simkovich will lead that for us.
Good morning. How often we seek refuge in this sacred flame from the world's trouble and pain. Today, may our lamp light the way for those who know no refuge, that we may open our minds, our arms, our hearts, our mouths to sing, come whoever you are, wholly new and wholly true.
And now we'll have the Children's Bond of Union.
Three, two. We are Unitarian, Universalists, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands.
And followed by the Bond of Union that our congregation drafted in 1898, and Sarah will lead that as well.
We unite ourselves together for the study and practice of morality and religion as interpreted by the growing thought and noblest lives of humanity, believing that we may thereby prove helpful one to another and promote the cause of truth, righteousness, and love in the world.
We'll go to the next slide here. So this is what will happen. Pat Lorei will be doing instrumental versions of the beloved hymn, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. And interspersed in that will be two different presentations by Ghadah. The first one will be her telling a short biography of her life, and then the second one will be her discussing 4 different works of art. So you can stop the screen share now, Christy, and we'll let Pat do the music. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
So I have known Ghadah Hussein for many years. I'd say at least 5. Is that right, Ghadah?
Yeah, I think so. 5 or
Yes.
7 years ago.
Maybe even longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I first met her when in my capacity as a folk art director at the Erie Art Museum. And I got to know her as an artist, and she would come visit the museum. And when she had some shows of her own work at some local galleries and coffee shops, she would invite me, and I got to go and see her work. And this past year, we have worked very intensively together on a wonderful project. I'm now no longer at the Erie Art Museum. I am now running the folk art program for Erie Arts and Culture, and we received a grant from the Doris Duke Foundation, and it is to help artists from Muslim countries who are living in Erie to get better at sharing their story, and for the wider community in Erie to learn about these artists and know about the wonderful treasure they offer our community. So Ghadah has been crafting her story. It's not an easy thing to sum up your life story and tell it to a group of people who are from a completely different background than you. But Ghadah has done a really beautiful, beautiful job. And I'm going to let you take it from here, Ghadah. Please tell us your story.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. My name is Ghadah Hussein. I am a Muslim. Today, I would like to share my story with you. I was born in Iraq, in the city of Baghdad. At a young age, I realized that I had passion for art, even if at the time, I didn't know what that would exactly look like for me. I was always encouraged by my parents to explore my artistic side. The first step I took during my art journey was when I turned 18 years old. I worked as a florist from my own home to exercise my arts and make some money, since life was more of a struggle during the time of economic sanctions, I'm sorry, going on in the country. I designed and put together flower bouquets, which I then sold to my neighbors, friends, and relatives. Shortly after getting the hang of how things worked, I made contracts with multiple floral shops to deliver my work and have it be displayed and sold in their shops. After doing that for a while, I decided that I wanted to pursue my art career. I went to study at the Fine Arts Academy of the University of Baghdad with a major in graphic design. I evolved as an artist and fell more in love with my creative side. Soon after finishing school, I got busy with my new life as a wife and became a mother. Within extremely hard living in these conditions, throughout the war, I lost my husband, which led to me and my family fleeing the country to move to Syria. It was safer at the time. While I was there, I applied to the United Nations as a refugee. After a few months of applying, I got the call that I was accepted into the United States. My daughter and I traveled to the US all alone. It was difficult for me because I didn't know anyone and struggled when speaking English. I was depressed from the war, seeing bloodshed and my country falling apart. But I understood that I had to move on and get accustomed to my new life. I was excited to live my dream here in America. I got the chance to go to school again as an adult to continue building my future in art. I was attending school as a single mom of a young girl. After some time, I achieved a degree in graphic design at Erie Institute of Technology. I also got the opportunity to do a showcase about my art, many projects with Erie Art Museum and Erie Arts and Culture, and display my art pieces in various galleries, which brings me to this point with all of you right now. My art consists of Iraqi folk art with a mix of different religions and cultures. I express the beauty of Iraq in my paintings through the style of Western and Eastern art. I am proud of myself to have gotten this far. I wanted to become a good example for my daughter and other refugees. After completing school, a lot of doors opened for me, and I am very grateful for that. Thank you for listening to my story.
Thank you, Ghadah.
You're welcome.
Patrick, let's have a little more music.
It's not. You're okay now.
Thank you, Pat. That was great. So, so as you can see, Ghadah is a remarkable woman, and she is really an artist in so many ways. She is a painter and an illustrator, but she's also an interior designer and a graphic designer. And she really, like many artists that have lots of different things they work on, really one thing feeds another. She doesn't think of them as separate at all. And she's always thinking about art. She's always thinking about creating. And I asked her if she would share a few works of art and talk about them. So Ghadah, let's see, I'm going to go back here. There we go. Yes. So this is the first one you said you wanted to talk about, this work, Looking for Freedom. What do you want to tell us about it?
Mm-hmm. This painting, the name is Looking for Freedom. I painted the churches and mosques next to one another to show we all pray to one God. On top of the woman's head, she is carrying body parts of people who have died in the war. The woman is tired of all things that have happened in Iraq. And the Sumerian writing on the painting on her left is intentional for the women coming for freedom and a saved life, carrying a dove in her hand for the meaning peace, freedom, and love.
Yeah, there's a lot in that work of art. The dove in the center, in front of the woman carrying the bodies of the dead. And you said in the bottom left-hand corner, there's mosques and churches together.
And she's looking for freedom from the Statue of Liberty. I use the Statue of Liberty because it's for freedom. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what I like about this, Ghadah, is that the woman here and the faces of the Statue of Liberty and the face of the woman are very similar.
Yeah. Because both is women.
Yeah.
This painting name is Self-Portrait, and this exactly me. I try to keep the wonderful memories of my country, and including the old doors, old windows, and old buildings. But the strong message I want to point out is the mosque tower has folded over because the Muslim religion is no longer the same as it was. It has changed, my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you have talked about your struggle. I think, and I think a lot of people can relate, no matter what their religion is, that they look at their religion and they look at what it is supposed to be about, and then how it can get, how people can change it
Sure.
to what it isn't supposed to be. I know you've spoken about that to me. I thought it was beautiful that you told me just a few days ago. You said, Islam is very simple.
Yes.
It's very beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, the religion of Islam is a glorious religion. It is a peaceful and loving religion, but some people complicate it for their benefits. Also, I believe the religion is a relationship between the person and God. It is a private relationship. And if I can talk, if I can talk,
yes, go
continue.
Ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Of Sunnah or Shia, their holy man, Sheikh, some can be fake. They use the religion to their advantage. They put bad thoughts in their followers' minds and make them look bad to other religions and be hated. Actually, our religion of Islam teaches us to respect all other religions, not hate. The fake ones are very close-minded. That is why the minds of some are conflicted of what is wrong or right. Some people end up committing suicide or just leave the religion altogether. Some become atheists. And that's why I don't like the fake people, because they change more things for religion or thoughts of mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think for sure that is not just true in Islam, Ghadah. It is true in all major religions. I think there are people that distort the message and they teach hate, which is not part of what the religion is about. So,
yeah.
Do you want to go to the next? Yeah?
That's why I use the tower for mosque, like folded over. That's why. Yeah.
Good. Do you want to go to the next piece, or do you
Sure.
have more to talk about this one?
Sure, you can go to the next.
Okay. This one is a really interesting work.
Yeah. This painting, the name is The Lie. The two people represented in the portrait are sad and afraid of losing country and their roots and their religion. And you can see they are sad. They try to keep everything beautiful.
Yeah, you can see their arms are really long, like they're trying to protect.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us about this thing right here in the middle. It's blue.
This is like something like Hamza. This is the protect from devil eye. In my country, they believe that. And sometimes we call it a different name, 7 eyes. but in Arabic سبع عيون, but in English 7 eyes, like something to protect from the devil eye. And they try to protect the country and memories and buildings and religion.
Yeah, you have said before that you really are fascinated with architecture, and architecture makes it into many, many of your paintings. All three of your paintings have shown architecture, and this one is no different, but it's a little more abstract, but you can see it in the background, right? And then you have this is the old,
fence, old fence. We used it before in my country, and some of people, they still use it now. It's old style.
Yeah, the wrought iron fences. Yeah.
Badr al-Budur. In America, they call her Jasmine. But the real story, Badr al-Budur in my country. Okay. This portrait message is in the background, portraying sadness, killing of innocent lives, and the country falling apart. But there's supposed to be hope in the end. That is why I use bright colors and draw a woman, because the woman has a lot of emotions, and the woman is a sign of reproducing life, and is a sister, a daughter, a wife, and a mother, the sign of hope.
Yeah, she's very beautiful, and she looks very strong. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. But she also looks very compassionate. You know, she looks. She looks kind.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I know you have said to me how you really have so much respect for Iraqi women because they carry everything.
Yes.
They take care of everyone.
Yes. Always they respect the family, respect the kids, care about the kids, about the family, respect the man, the husband. But the situation now in Iraq, it's very difficult. I feel sad about Iraqi people, like women and men, killing, no save, no service, no anything, no safe life. Yeah, that's why I feel sad about the Iraqi women.
It's hard. I know that this is you are very, your words today, Ghadah, are very beautiful and very, very brave. You're a very brave woman. I know that you typically, you do not talk about religion. That is not something you normally talk about. Because, and you have said before, it's such a private thing, and religion and politics get mixed so easily with people who don't understand. So I really want to thank you how much we appreciate you telling us and being honest, and because truly religion is very important to you, and it works its way into your paintings in a very in many ways, and it is a part of your life. And also, I think your paintings, even though you have seen such struggle and such pain, I see your art is all so beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel like you. I mean, as you've said, you want to make the world more beautiful. The world needs beauty. It doesn't need more sadness. It needs more beauty.
Yes.
But you don't deny the sadness. You say, yes, the sadness is there, but then let's make it, let's change it, let's do something about it.
Even if the feelings sad, but always I am careful, and I would love to use the bright colors. Even it's sad, but I want to giving the people the positive points all the time, because the life still continue, and we can have the goals, dreams, and we can change the life in the future. Maybe I wish. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad to be here with you. I'm so glad to be here. This meeting is very important for me, and I'm so happy to meet with you and the other people. They are very nice. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah. Now, what year did you come to the United States?
2009.
2009, yeah. So you've been here over 10 years now, and you've raised your daughter here. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
You've raised your daughter here. Well, thank you, Ghadah. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
You are very welcome.
You have one last work of art to show that Ghadah made, but it will be actually part of our closing words. So Pat, why don't you give us one more rendition of Come Come Whoever You Are.
Yeah. About the music?
Oh, not yet, not yet. We've got Patrick will play a saxophone, then we'll have you talk about the music that comes up after that.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you. That was great.
Yes, awesome.
All right, Christine, can you bring up the next slide? All right, Clyde, can you, actually, before Clyde, before you introduce Joys and Concerns, Ghadah, tell us about the music you chose for us to listen to. This is a piece of music that comes right out of Baghdad. Tell us about it.
Yes. I picked this song particularly because the song was very popular, and this singer was Iraqi Jewish, and who wrote the lyrics was Iraqi Muslim. We never used to differentiate between religions, and this song is an example that people in Iraq used gate along where they were, Muslim, Christian, or Jewish.
Wonderful. All right, so Clyde, you're our chat box. Thank you, Ghadah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Clyde, you want to get us started with Joys and Concerns?
All right. During the music, you don't need to have a joy or sorrow. Simply type in a few words about how you're feeling. Please do not directly respond to anyone's entry. It is our job to simply bear witness to each other's feelings.
sharing, Christine.
And next we will have a moment of silence, starting and ending with the bell. So if you still can use this time to list any joys or concerns, or simply take a moment to meditate. All right, Clyde, you want to sum up what folks have said?
Yeah, we basically have lots of thanks and compliments going to Ghadah and for her beautiful and inspiring words and sharing her art and sharing that piece of music with us.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we have closing words, and if you can bring up the slide. And this was, Ghadah was part of a project where she was an artist in residence at McDowell High School during the quarantine with a group of other Muslim artists, where she worked with some film and journalism students, and they interviewed her, and she told this remarkable story. And everybody, the teacher and the students, all said to Ghadah, you should make a piece of art about that story. And then she did. She turned it around in just a day or two. And I thought that this would actually be the best closing words for this morning. And they come right from Ghadah Hussein. The umbrella story. A mother was walking her daughter to school on a windy, rainy day. All of a sudden, their umbrella broke. They had to continue on their way. When walking back home, her neighbor waved and stopped to give her a new umbrella. She said, I saw that yours broke. The mother hugged her neighbor with tears of joy, seeing the kindness and love that people showed they have in their hearts. And may we all be that umbrella for the people in pain, the people who need shelter, for the people in need. And may we accept the umbrellas that are offered to us when we are in need. Sarah, can you lead the extinguishing of the chalices?
I certainly can. We have basked in the warmth and beauty of this flame and this community. As the chalice flame is extinguished, let us carry its glow within. Let us kindle new sparks within these walls and beyond.
Now, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Before we move to the postlude, because Ghadah's presentation was paid for in part through a grant from the Doris Duke Foundation for Islamic Art. So we're going to honor that by taking a very, very, very brief survey. And just 3 questions you can all answer. It's completely anonymous, and to let us know how we did. We'll be having other speakers in future months from the same program.
Nice.
Host and panelists.
Yes. And so yeah, 3 questions. Just 3 questions. And James, if you're okay, we can whenever you're ready. Thank you, James. All right, so I want to thank everybody. As usual, this was a group effort. I want to thank our musicians, Tom Schlaudecker, Pat Lorei, and James Pearson. I want to thank our digital Ushers, Nanci, Lorei, Clyde, Wolper, Dixie, Morrow, and Christine Linkie. But I especially want to thank Ghadah Hussein for all the work and time that she brought to the service. It is truly an honor to know you, Ghadah, and Erie is so lucky to have you.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. I appreciate it.
I'm hoping Ghadah will be able to stay. So we have small groups